one former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology, and one a former ambassador to Serbia. I'm talking about Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe, and a former Education Minister under the NDC administration, Christian Amaku-Nneama, have gone to the Supreme Court. Why? They are challenging the delegate-based system of the NPP, the NDC, and the CPP in the selection of a presidential and parliamentary candidates. The three individuals believe that this is not representative enough and that they want the Supreme Court to more or less give an interpretation of this system the major political parties use in selecting their presidential and parliamentary candidates. Hansen Ajima is our legal correspondent. He joins us in the studio to give us more on this suit filed by these three individuals. Hansen, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Basically, what is Dr. Nyaho saying, Professor Frimpong Boateng, and Christian Amaku-Nneama?
So essentially they're saying that if you look at Article 55 of the 1992 Constitution, it provides for the creation of political parties, which obviously it's a right for political parties to be formed. And in the operations of political parties, if you look at Article 55 specifically, the internal organization of a political party shall conform to democratic principles, and its actions and purposes shall not contravene or be inconsistent with the Constitution or any other law. So these three persons are making the argument that if you look at the current structure with which political parties organize their internal structures, particularly elections for presidential candidates as well as parliamentary candidates, it goes directly against Article 55, Clause 5 of the Constitution and other relevant provisions in the 1992 Constitution, which they say that they see some form of discriminations in the actions of these political parties, particularly with respect to Article 17, which requires that all persons shall be treated equal or shall be equal before the law. The argument they are making is that if you look at these political parties, they operate a delegate system. Yeah. Now, a delegate system is an electoral college, and so not all members of the political parties can vote. For instance, the New Patriotic Party will be going to the polls on Saturday to elect its presidential candidate. The party prides itself of having over 4.5 million members, and out of these 4.5 million members, just a little above 211,000 are eligible to vote. They are eligible to vote by virtue of positions they've held or positions they are holding. Even in the 2023 primaries, it was less than that. About 203,000 persons were the only people who were eligible to participate in the NPP presidential primaries. The argument by the plaintiffs in this matter is that the over 4 million members of the NPP who are in good standing have been disadvantaged by this electoral college system, and they are therefore requiring the Supreme Court exercising its powers under Article 2 and Article 130 of the 1992 Constitution to declare those provisions in the respective constitutions of the political parties as unconstitutional, and then now direct the political parties to come up with systems that will make sure that all members who are in good standing will be able to vote. They obviously acknowledge that in 2015 the NDC made an attempt, but also noted that shortly after the 2016 election, when the NDC lost, the NDC reverted to the electoral college system. And
so for these three individuals or the gentlemen, they want all party members in good standing.
So the three persons are Professor Frimpong, Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe, and Dr. Christine Amaku-Nneama. She was a former education minister in 1997-1998. The point they are saying is that you cannot continue to have the delegate system at play, and that you should make sure that every single member of the party, at least the only criteria that if it will disqualify anyone from not voting is if that person is not in good standing. But if a member of a political party is in good standing, and usually with respect to members in good standing, for the common theme we get from the political parties are that that person should be a member of the party, following the rules of the party, and having paid their dues up to date. The payment of dues is a major criteria for determination of who a member in good standing is. And these three personalities are saying that provided a member of a political party with a party card following the party rules pays his dues as per the rules of the party, a member in good standing, that person should be allowed to vote. And they are saying that the current system is an affront to Article 55 of the 1992 Constitution, Article 1 of the Constitution, Article 17, and a host of other articles in the Constitution that preach against discrimination and unequal treatment of persons. And has the
Supreme Court set a date yet to hear this?
A date, as of now, we've not been told. On the face of the writ that has been filed, we've also not seen any form, or let me say, on the face of the document that the writ that has been filed, we've not seen a time for the matter to be heard, but we are following it. And if it is scheduled for hearing at the Supreme Court, we'll follow up on it. And
it's an interesting suit. I really look forward to it.
Particularly because the NPP again is going into this weekend. And you know that political parties themselves have been arguing amongst themselves
to expand
it. If you remember when the NPP was having their constitution reform, there was a motion for expanding so that everybody can contest. Everybody can vote. And even in the motions that were finally sent to conference, the committee that zeroed down on the various motions noted that they seriously considered the idea of having everybody vote in such elections, but there's a problem about knowing exactly the number of people and not getting people infiltrated, and people being infiltrated into the system, and the cost of running such an election generally. As you are aware, there are still conversations as to whether there should be state funding of a sort of political parties. At the moment, that is not there, and so these political parties with their own sources of funds, I mean, there's an argument. I'm sure the Supreme Court will look into all of these, the constitutionality as well as the practicality of it.
I'm sure for public interest, we will follow it and see to the logical conclusion. Hansen, thank you very much for your time. Hansen Ajima is our court correspondent here at CTFM Channel One Television. This is